Blimey, there are so many press articles at the minute about scrapping the TV licence fee, and some of them are good, some of them fill me with a bit of dread. This one didn't half make me chuckle, and I'll give you a spoiler, it's because of this line here. Regular readers of this column will know that, as an ex-BBC journalist, I am a staunch supporter of the licence fee. So yeah, I think we all know which way this article's gonna go, but she becomes a bit of a snidey little thing in this one, and she thinks she's funny. And it made me laugh, but not for the reasons she wanted me to laugh at. It's because of how pathetic it sounded. Have a look at this with me. Eleanor Bradford, should we all subscribe to scrapping the BBC licence fee? This slow shrinking of the BBC budget compared to inflation is death by 1,000 cuts. Perhaps it's time to imagine a world where the BBC has its own subscription service alongside Netflix, Amazon and Disney. We don't know exactly what a subscription service BBC might look like, but here's how I imagine it. So she starts off positive. She's talking about the BBC being a subscription service, which is what many of you believe the BBC should sort of turn itself into in the future. And I think that's the future of the BBC also, but in the long term. In the short term, I think they just need to be commercial and then start dipping their toe gently into the water of subscription using their iPlayer service and expanding on BritBox a bit or something. But yeah, starts off quite positive, doesn't it? Let's see where she goes with this. Just £5 a month will buy you access to all the core BBC programmes you love. A subscription fee which is cheaper than the old licence fee. Admittedly, it's all programmes which have already been broadcast. It's called the BBC Rewind channel. I could go along with that so far. I've got no problem with that. £5 a month, people might pay it, and you could sell it to a worldwide audience, not just the British public. She's winning at the minute, right? If you want the new exciting content, that's only an extra £10 a year. It's called BBC Plus. Yes, it's a bit more than you used to pay in the old days of the licence fee, but look how much the BBC have changed. So you can see the tone of this has changed somewhat, and she's starting to make out like if we went subscription, the BBC would be far more expensive, even though she can't write her own article properly because it says an extra £10 a year, and that would make it more expensive than the old days. Well, it wouldn't, would it? A tenner a year. So you've messed up already. The unit dedicated to sharing best practices and impartial journalism has been closed down, but the BBC is proud to announce that no jobs were lost. All staff were relocated to its new programme, Naked Island. No, it's not a David Attenborough documentary, a popular new reality TV show, blah, blah, blah. Well, what made me laugh there is the unit dedicated to sharing best practices and impartial journalism has been closed. Did they have one of those then? Really? When did they open that? Because it can't have been there all the blooming time, can it? Impartial journalism. Are you having a laugh, darling? Stop protecting an ex-employer who you want to go back to. Speaking of David Attenborough, he now has his own channel. It only costs another £5 a month to subscribe. So you see where she's going with this. She's trying to make out like the TV licence fee is value for money. But it's coming from an ex-BBC employee. Somewhat biased, do you not think? The new commercial BBC is still committed to impartiality, of course. But now that it is no longer reliant on government support of the licence fee, it's completely free to cover the news agenda according to public demand. Gone is the tedious coverage of political party conferences and also the programmes politicians feared, like Newsnight and Question Time, which have failed to attract enough subscribers. Well, she shot her own argument in the face a little bit there, don't you think? Because she was saying that the impartiality bit has closed down, and now they're saying the commercial BBC is still committed to impartiality. You're not making a very good argument for yourself here, are you? And gone are the political party conferences, which are the most boring thing on telly anyway. Anyone who's interested in that can read about it online, can't they? And I'm sure the party conferences might live stream themselves that you can watch, so they don't have to take up valuable airspace on British TV channels. And then she says, where is it? Programmes like Newsnight and Question Time failed to attract enough subscribers. Yeah, there's a reason other channels don't do that sort of thing. It's because they failed to attract enough viewers. What's it tell you? It tells you that it's got no place being on the telly. She's just shooting herself in the foot, isn't she? She's trying to be funny, and I'm laughing at her, not her points. You did us all a favour, Nadine Dorries. The new BBC refutes that this has led to a reduction in Britain's world influence. It's no longer the BBC's role to bring impartial international news reports and educational programmes to people living in single-party states and developing countries. Do you know what? I hate that argument. I hate the argument they keep making there, that BBC journalists lead the world in impartial news and bring the news to the people of the world. It's the British Broadcasting Corporation. The British people pay for it. It doesn't have to go out into the world at great expense. If you want to do world journalism, charge the world to watch it or show some adverts like what CNN do. You know, you can't give it away for free. The British people are paying for it. It's British journalism, you know, at its best, for the British people at its best, apparently. For the British people, not for the world. They've got their own news. Let them watch their own propaganda. We've got our own propaganda. We paid for it. Not me. I don't pay a licence fee, obviously. Long gone are the days when the majority subsidising these channels, like BBC Alba and BBC Scotland. These were not commercially viable. But the good news for Scotland viewers is they've been replaced by a new TikTok Scotland channel, where Neil Oliver, she's just getting ridiculous. She doesn't have any valid points to make about keeping the television licence. So she's trying to scaremonger you and just trying to be ridiculous. If BBC Alba and BBC Scotland get enough viewers, they can get commercials shown on there and fund themselves, can't they? And then you're just being ridiculous as replaced by a TikTok channel because you don't have a valid argument as to why you want to keep the BBC television licence fee, apart from the fact that you personally love the BBC. Well, I'm sorry, darling, but, you know, public opinion is shifting against the BBC and against the television licence fee. So you're finding yourself in a bit of a minority. Here. It seems to be the people who want to ride the gravy train most of all seem to be protecting the gravy train most of all. Funny that, isn't it? Now, if you want to read this whole article, because I'm not going to read the whole thing on here because the video would be too long, but if you want to read it, I'll put a link below. As always, I do always put the links down there. But let me know what you think of this, because I don't think she's got any valid argument at all, and she's just trying to be ridiculous for the sake of being ridiculous. And it's not the article that was funny. It's her personally that I was laughing at. So, but yeah, let me know what you think about this down in the comments below. And I'll see you in another video again soon. Thanks for watching.